Welcome to Unpopular Opinion. We got a lot of them, don't we, Steven?
That's all we have.
That's all we got. That's what we do.
Sometimes they're popular.
Yeah, they end up being popular.
We got multiple opinions. Popular and unpopular ones.
Last week, we got on a topic of snowboard kids, turned it into popular real fast. Yeah. It was fantastic. Yeah. Really enjoyed that. This week, though... I want to
play that game.
Yeah, I do too. This week, though, we are talking about Tomb Raider in a couple different ways, aren't we?
Damn straight.
Damn straight. So first off, guys, we have to send like a message out to the community. This hits a lot of different nerves, okay? We want great Uncharted movies and Halo movies, don't we? Steven Spielberg, Halo. We want a dark BioShock movie, maybe
Uncharted
one day.
movie.
Something, right?
Maybe a Zelda movie one day in the future.
Exactly. But how does that start, Steven?
It starts right here and right now.
Supporting movies that come out that are video game movies, okay?
Exactly.
Before we get into the review of Tomb Raider, we want to tell you guys that if you want video game movies, if you want to see more of them, you got to take a shot with these video game movies that are coming out, like Tomb Raider. Came out this week.
You got to give them your support.
Yep, you got to
go to the movies,
try it out.
Watch the movie. You know, buy it when it comes out on DVD.
Yep.
Post it on social media.
At least one or the other.
Know.
Yeah, you got to try to do it. You got to try to support it. You know, I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan. Right, the video games that they've made in the past couple of years are great. It was a huge icon growing up, so Tomb Raider is engraved in me.
See, and I didn't play it much growing up, but it was something I always knew about. I had friends that played it. You know, a girlfriend that played tons and tons of Tomb Raider. She loved it. But with the Crystal Dynamics versions of them recently, it's really got me to jump into it, fall in love with the series, and
beautiful. They have deep systems, you know. But what do they don't have all the time? Like not the best stories, right? I can't really tell you some of the stories in Tomb Raider, right? But the gameplay is so fantastic, right?
It's great. It's
great action game, just like Uncharted, but Uncharted has better stories.
Plus, Lara Croft is a badass.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, whether you're watching her on screen. Or you're
old
playing
Laura
as her.
Or new Laura.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you want to see those video game movies, support them so we can get more. Please. You know, I mean, I'm sorry about Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry about, other things that you probably supported. Dragon Ball Z, things like that. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry for all of Hollywood right now because I speak for them a lot. So, let's get into the review of Tomb Raider, okay?
Yep.
So
after that unpopular opinion.
Yeah, after that unpopular opinion. This may be a little bit of unpopular opinion. It has mixed reviews right now. What do we think of the movie, Steven?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It didn't go surpass anything per se.
It didn't do anything crazy new.
It didn't do anything crazy, but I mean, it had a good character, a decent story, and a twist. I don't think we talked about how much we're going to go into spoilers or if at all. But a twist that I didn't expect that kind of showed a different side of Laura that I didn't really expect too much. That turned out to pan exactly the way I thought it would, but nonetheless, it was a cool little twist.
Yeah. So right now we'll keep it spoiler free.
Okay.
Okay. Definitely, because I want it to be accessible to you if you haven't seen it. Yeah. Didn't have like the biggest opening, things that we were saying. This movie isn't like a break records and things like that. You know what I mean?
The opening reminded me of like the Power Rangers opening or something like that. Like something you didn't see these characters in normally. So with her and the whole bike and paint scene.
Yeah, I'm in Thursday night opening. Oh. But I get what you're saying. It does open up with like a bike race, and I leaned into him and I said, I don't know why the fuck we're watching people do this, but it's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's Tomb Raider, right?
Yeah.
That's Tomb Raider.
That's all it is.
This is cool. I don't know why the fuck everybody's doing this. It's cool though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go raid those
Yeah,
tombs.
exactly. So I want to start off by saying this is a Tomb Raider game, okay? Now let's break down what a Tomb Raider game is, okay? It's really nice. It's tombs, okay? Really nice action scenes, right? Grand action scenes. Running through obstacles, okay? There is significant times in the Crystal Dynamics games where it's just you running and pressing, buttons at certain times to get over all these obstacles. How many running scenes are in the Tomb Raider movie? There's like 3 or 4, just like there would be in a game, right? Yep. I even made a joke afterwards. I said, I hope there's a cut of this movie that actually puts button prompts like on the screen whenever she does something. That would be hilarious, and it would totally work because there's so many video game moments in this movie that would only happen in a video game. You're like
some of the puzzles,
things like that. Yeah, that's another thing I want to bring up. Tomb Raider has puzzles. This had puzzles that you would totally be like, wow, that is in a Tomb Raider game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, that is so perfect, you know?
Yep.
So,
and in case you didn't know, it is basically an origin movie.
Yes,
to
of course.
Tomb Raider. If you played the original reboot, it's very similar to that story.
It is kind of a mix of Rise of Tomb Raider and the Tomb Raider reboot.
Yeah, because, I mean, do they talk about Trinity in the first reboot game?
No, but they do talk about Trinity.
So, yeah,
they might talk about Trinity a little bit in the first game, but not. It's
like maybe
not
they
the
don't know
subject.
Yeah, they
like in Rise of Tomb Raider. So so it's definitely a mix of the first two games.
Yeah.
So there is some scenes straight stolen from the games too, like her being in her leather jacket, looking through the camera and the photos of all of her dad's work.
Yeah.
They put that in the movie, and I thought that was awesome. They try to stay true, whatever conclusion the movie was, they really did try to stay true to the source material, and that made me appreciate the movie a lot. What was our response when she picked up the pickaxe? You know what I mean?
We both looked at each other.
We both looked at each other. We're like,
yeah.
oh, she picked it up. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, it had moments like that were super fan servicey. Cast was great. I really enjoyed her. I really enjoyed the small bit of Nick Frost, even though he probably should have been in the whole movie.
The entire movie.
And the bad guy I thought was good too. The setting also was something that was spot on.
I think the name of her was the same too. I don't know if it was Himiko. I think it might have been Kimiko in the game. I could be completely wrong on that.
Okay.
But that was about the same name of the person that they were going for. So, I mean,
yeah.
A lot of things were the same. But of course they have to make it different.
Yeah, there was some plot changes.
Yeah,
so which we won't exactly go over, but there is some plot changes that are obvious. Like you're like, oh, okay, they decided to do this. So
at first, some of them I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm rolling with this yet. But then after a while, you're just kind of like, sure, let's see where this goes. Let's see how this
I think it
pans
kind
out.
of bettered the movie because of that change
Probably.
that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it did. I think without it, it would have just been more of the same.
Exactly.
So
because we've never seen that in any sort of them, from what I've seen, from watching the original Tomb Raider.
So there's one thing though that could have been added. Like I said, there could have been more Nick Frost. He has a very small cameo in the movie. There was not a comic relief in this movie, was there? It was him. Yeah, it was him. And
beginning and end.
But yeah, it's like 2 minutes.
That's
2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. That's the only comic relief.
Yeah.
Maybe it sets it up for a sequel, maybe. Who knows? To where this character could be incorporated. But will this movie get a sequel? That's all like muddy waters.
With your help.
It could be support video game movies.
It's not like I want to see a sequel to this one, but when it comes down to it, yes, I want more publishers and more studios to be like, yes, let's put the money out there to do this. You know, Square Enix starting at the very beginning of the movie, like that was almost surreal. Like, you know, the last one that we saw have that was Insomniac Games with Ratchet and Clank. So
which Ratchet and Clank was terrible.
Yeah, that was
really bad.
That was
really
a
bad
movie.
Now I kind of want to compare this real quick to a couple other movies real quick. Prince of Persia, was it better than Prince of Persia? Disney's adaptation? What do you think? I thought Prince of Persia.
See, that's a little harder for me because Prince of Persia, unlike Tomb Raider, I had played a lot of Prince of Persia, a lot more games than just the 2 Tomb Raider games I've played.
Do you think they're very equal?
Kind of. I mean, Tomb Raider obviously didn't cost as much money. You know,
yes,
there was
absolutely.
not as many special effects and stuff. So when it comes in those regards, like sure, Prince of Persia would kind of be the more. But I think when it comes down to story characters and stuff like that, like in the end, they're about the same. Like I like both of them. I might like Prince of Persia just a little bit more though. Probably should. Is it a better movie? No. But,
and rewatching it would probably be something to tell too. Yeah. So also we watched
Where's the Prince of Persia reboot, sir?
Who knows? We'll see. I want Prince of Persia games again.
I know
that's
exactly.
What I want.
Games. Like give it to me.
Yeah. So last night we also got to watch the original Lara Croft movie just to have some comparisons, see how it feels. We actually also come up with a little thing saying that like you could almost put this new Tomb Raider movie right behind Angelina Jolie's and it would almost connect. There's a lot of differences. Like Lara Croft in the original movie has been Lara Croft for a while. She has like mission dockets and she like chooses not to go to Egypt and things like that because she doesn't like sand like Anakin.
She knows she's a badass at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of difference, and I think the new Tomb Raider is better for her being a more grounded character.
Yeah, you can relate to her right away.
And
you didn't relate to Angelina Jolie at all unless you just happen to be that badass. That's what was great about the Tomb Raider remake from Square Enix was that we were on that adventure to become Tomb Raider with her. Exactly.
Just like this movie. So now there's some bad stuff, right? There's some bad stuff in this movie.
Certainly.
every single atypical action movie scene is in this movie. The like pull the sharp object out of you scene, that's in here.
Being on a plane and don't move or else it's gonna all collapse.
Very forgettable henchmen. Very like they must have had a bunch of nice high class expensive henchmen, and then they said, we're not going to pick expensive henchmen, we're going to pick all these henchmen that have never been in a movie before. And that's the henchman class we got, you know. So I thought that was kind of hilarious. The conclusion was not as supernatural as some games, you know what I mean? There's mystery, there's magic to it, you know what I mean? There's a whole bunch of cool, awesome stuff like that, but it's definitely a more grounded movie. But nevertheless, I think that doesn't close this off to anything like that. That's also something that I felt too. I was like, I could definitely see them going that route too.
Maybe in the sequel, maybe she goes for another mission that her dad was working on or something like that.
Which would be perfect, the Fountain of Youth. I think the Fountain of Youth would be perfect, which is the plot of Rise of Tomb Raider.
They set themselves up. The ending,
they did.
It's not open-ended.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
It's pretty open-ended.
They try to. They tried to, but at the same time, if we never see a sequel to this movie again, it's because you didn't go see it.
It's your fault.
No, but I could see them, like this is a one-shot deal. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like you're not going to see me upset.
I can see that, but there's other things that I wanted to be one shot, and then they made a sequel. So it's like, why can't
all
this
I'm
one
saying,
be
if
the opposite?
Daddy's Home can get a sequel, then this can.
Exactly.
Another couple things that was really bad. The score was terrible. I am such a score person. It was bad.
For me,
it was just bad.
Not memorable whatsoever.
It was bad.
I don't remember.
The score was terrible.
I don't even remember any music in the entire thing.
I do. It's right when she like first, because she's a carrier right at the beginning of the movie. She's like a bike messenger carrier, and she like goes into like this neighborhood, and like they try to put like an urban feel, and they put this terrible just like urban style song in it that doesn't match the movie at all or anything of the rest of the movie. It's like it doesn't also go back to that feel like kind of at the end of the movie. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, oh, I bet you they're setting this up for the end. We're gonna get this song again and her being in a neighborhood like this. Nothing like that. So completely out of place music sometimes.
On the flip side, though, Alicia
Vikander,
she
fantastic.
She did a great job.
Yeah, she did.
Like the role was good. Her action sequences, like
I was really worried.
Good.
I was really.
She did
worried.
a lot of her own stunts. I'm assuming, like just a lot of it. I'm sure she had a stunt double for a lot of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, there were parts where I was just like, damn, that's her, and she's doing that. More athletic than I am at the moment, but
absolutely for sure. Yeah.
It's broken.
It's broken. So it's so stupid.
I know,
it was so stupid. It just took me out of it. God, I try to host things. I try to do a show, and then you act like your eye's broken. I don't know.
It was golden.
It was terrible. You're like, that's golden. That's terrible. Oh my God. Another thing that was just like bad was I'm just like so over. Let's cut to past events. Like, you should have just gave me some scenes at the beginning, I think. You know what makes me hate that
what's
stuff?
funny about that is there's a lot of cutscenes in this one, but there was also a lot of, flashbacks in this one, and I was watching more of the original and a lot of that.
Which, that's the story is flashbacks with her father. Yeah. I'm also down with just a 5 to 10 minute cut at the beginning of her being a child.
See, maybe that wasn't all necessary because the father has just a bigger role than in some of the other ones.
Yeah,
so
that's very
it's
true.
Just like maybe they didn't need it, but
50-50. 50-50. Yeah, there was just some times to where I was just like, oh, this is a throwaway scene. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's a scene where she's climbing up something that's falling. Throwaway scene. Yeah. You know what I mean? I didn't need that, you know? Things like that. So also the beginning of the middle of the movie, there's just a staleness just right in the middle. For whatever reason, and it's weird too because everything's going so good, and then there was just a time where I find myself and I was just like, okay, when is this going to pick back up? And it's right when they showed the bad guy for me. I was just like, oh, we got to see a little bit more of the bad guy. I'm down. There's a really good stare off with the bad guy in Lara Croft too, like a super suspenseful scene that I really enjoyed too. So
the whole like shipwreck onto the island scene, that would probably be my favorite part. Like it looked good. It looked kind of scary and everything. She did great in it. That was probably one of the more memorable scenes for me. For
me, my favorite scene, without giving too much stuff away, is just like she frees some prisoners, and that was an awesome scene because I felt like that was a mission out of the game. Also, the enemy's camp looked like an enemy's camp right in the game, like how they had like everything set up with the little walkways and the ramps. Like that was exactly a fucking Tomb Raider level. So that's exactly what I like about it. So.
That's when she first started using the bow and stuff, which was awesome.
If you are a Tomb Raider fan, I just feel like I don't know what else you get from a Tomb Raider movie. You know what I mean? Like, like you can like try to build a little bit better of a plot, but this is like those action movies. Like this isn't the time of Indiana Jones now. You know what I mean? Like
it was good origins. It had hints of the future. Definitely with the original characters, a lot of like cameos with basically her wardrobes and stuff like that.
The wardrobe was awesome. They hit a lot. Her leather jacket with the white shirt, which is really classic to PS1. They have the exact wardrobe from the reboots. You know what I mean, like to the T. So it's like. So they get wardrobe right. If you're a fan, you see this movie, right? I think there's no other reason. The only way that this movie I think gets better is that if they pull away from the source material and get lucky with their own derivative content. You know what I mean? I think that's the only way. I think if you look at this movie, that this is the best parts of all the story from the games. You know what I mean? And you can't really get much more than that if you're going to follow source material.
Exactly. I can also see people just watching this movie who didn't really play the games, wasn't too interested, and now maybe they're excited for the games and they're just like, ooh, let's go and try that out.
And that's what's awesome. I didn't go all the way through Rise of Tomb Raider. I cannot wait to pick that up now. It's perfect. We also got some Shadow of the Tomb Raider news. We'll
moving on to that.
Yeah. Do you want to get into that?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Okay, there isn't much though, so we could just cover real quick. Shadow of Tomb Raider. September 14th, there's a little teaser trailer. Pretty much just her kind of falling. It's just her falling.
There was a cool eclipse that I'm interested in.
An eclipse,
I'm assuming it's going to have something to do with she has to go somewhere.
Mayan civilization or something like that.
Yeah, something weird. And then when the eclipse happens, I'm sure all hell's going to break loose and it's going to be fucking awesome.
And you know what is great about this Tomb Raider now is that it's a Tomb Raider that gets room to breathe. This is finally fucking the time that they can go and be like, okay, we're going to control this genre for a bit. Uncharted is out of here now. We do not have to deal with you. Let's take this home.
And seeing my favorite Uncharted is definitely the third one. So I mean, this is their time.
Culmination.
I think you had your origin story, you had your rising up story and everything. Rise of Tomb Raider.
Boom, boom,
now,
boom.
I want this one to be you are now playing as a seasoned and a veteran Lara Croft facing the hardest mission she's ever done. I want the first mission that you're going to do be something crazy that she just eases through.
We want that Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider now. You're seasoned, you're badass, you're confident.
Yeah, that's what I need. Confident.
Yeah. That's what we want.
And maybe in the first two,
a hair braid too. Let's bring back the hair braid.
Just give
Let's do it. Let's do it.
September. That'll be a good time. There's not many other just action games like that coming out that I can think of, or all the other ones that we know of are going to be later on, Spider-Man and stuff. So that is kind of the next big action game.
No, and then like I said, it's just the controlling that genre now. There isn't going to be an adventure like let's go out and be adventurous in the jungle. You know what I mean? Like that's going to be owned now. So I can't wait, and it'll put all the other games in the shadow.
Oh.
Boom. That's Unpopular Opinion. People, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you haven't checked us out, you know what I'm going to tell you. At GBW Podcast. That's our Twitter. That's our Instagram. Our Facebook. Facebook.com/Fandom Talk. But people, okay, subscribe, okay?
Please, there's a button.
There's a button. It's down here. It's up there. It's everywhere. Click it, okay? It's red. It's red. There might be a bell on it. Click it. Click it. We really, really appreciate it.
I don't know if there's a bell on it.